Hello and welcome to another project update. So, sorry for the lack of uploads in the past few days. Um, what I've been working on has been a pretty big overhaul for how the item system works. So, here's a brief summary of basically the idea behind it. So, I had this new system where designed for like items that you kind of see in the world, like recovery hearts or coins or ammo where that kind of have physics involved in them, where it's like you touch them and it's like you pick it up, it like restores your health or whatever. And then I had this other item system where it's basically designed for items that you find in chests. Um, they when you pick them up, they trigger a short cutscene where it kind of zooms in on you and then it says you got the thing or whatever the item is, and it kind of shows it above your head. So what I did is I merged the strengths of both of those systems into so that I can make this so it's like altogether a lot more flexible. They're still technically, functionally speaking, they're separate, but at like a data level, they're one and the same now. So so the downside to the current system is that the meshes for the items are like they're not in the they're not in like the editor window. They're kind of spawned in as they appear in the game. And well, I guess the reason behind this is because I don't want if the item's in a chest, I don't want the mesh for the item to be in the chest. I want it to appear by then, like just after you open it. And but for these, I do want them to appear right away. So what I do have this I basically have like a list of all the meshes for different items, and then the system spawns in the mesh when it needs it. So, anyways, let me show you some of the new features that this system has. Oh yeah, I did add this label. You could probably see it to make it so that the editor, can tell what's what. Yeah. So, anyways, so this script here controls pretty much the physics for the actual item. It does not contain any actual item data. It's basically just how the item should behave when it's like in the world. Excuse me. And then here's the actual item data. Oh, that was not quite what I wanted to show you. Just give me a second. I could probably show you right over here. All right, so I've had this. So this is like the second system where it's like designed for chests, but yeah. So now there's a name, there's the ID, there's like value, value. Yeah, you can kind of use this for a bunch of different things. This is it's not really deprecated, but it's like something that it's kind of an edge case thing. Um, oh yeah, so this is like the text that shows when it shows up on your screen, and then I think the most important part is probably these three things. So this here is the ID for the mesh that it uses to so when it spawns in the mesh, it uses this as the ID. And where is it? Just give me a second. Let's delete all those because we're not using them anymore. All right, so pretty much I have all of these. You have the key, then you have the item. and then you have heart, and then it spawns. Come on, let me view it in the window. Here you go. So basically, it spawns this in when it needs it, and this is the system that controls that. And then, where is it? So the next one, this controls. So this I'll start with this one. So this fanfare setting tells the game which sound effects to play when you collect that item. So there's a bunch of ones that are designed for when you collect items from chests. There's some for when you solve puzzles, and then of course you have collecting coins or collecting the heart. For some reason I call it HP restore here. And then this setting here controls when the fanfare is oh no, it's not related. It's not related. Sorry, I got mixed up. So show obtain item controls when it shows the dialog box or animation. All right, I'll probably just show you right now what exactly I mean by that. So I'm going to set this to, I'm going to set show obtain item to no, and then I'll show you what happens when you collect a heart. Okay, so when I collect a heart, it just kind of shows up floating above your player's head. That is the indicator for which item you collected. In the other setting, yes, this makes it so that if you collect a heart, then it basically, shows you this screen here. You found a recovery heart. Click these to restore your health. And then each time you collect one, it'll do the same thing. And of course, you probably don't want that. So I don't know, maybe you want it to happen one time, then every single other time you don't. So I created this third option called only on first time. So I'm going to access my save file and make some changes so I can test it, so I can show you this properly. All right. So now, when I collect a heart, it's going to show you the dialog box. You got a heart, yada yada. And the second time, it does the other one, and pretty much every single time after that. And if I save, quit, and then load him back in, and collect the heart, you can see that it remembered that we already collected a heart at one point. Oh yeah, there's another thing. So the game knows that we already collected a heart. But what happens if we collect a heart from a chest? Oh, hold on a second. I got it at the save again. All right. So this chest here contains a recovery heart. So you're gonna. All right, so before I open it, you have to forgive me. The animation for opening the chest was a little bit messed up, and I have to fix that. But that's not what I'm trying to show you right now. But you can see I've already collected a heart at some point, so it's not going to show you the dialog box. But if I collect it from a chest, it does show you the item. So I did set up this check where if you're collecting the item from a chest, then it kind of overrides the whatever dialog box setting you have for that item, because I think that if you're opening something from a chest, it's a little bit more special. I could theoretically do the other thing, and then like just have a. I don't know if you think that that I should not override it for chests. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, otherwise, I'm going to move on to the other thing that I did today. It's it's pretty much very minor, but I think it is still kind of worth talking about. So I have these door meshes here. So I made some changes to the model here. I made it so that this mesh here for the lock itself. Well, so originally this was kind of just a cube with a really crappy texture on it. Yeah, it's basically just a cube with this texture on it, and it didn't look very good. What I did is I don't know, at some points, like I think a week ago, I created this model and this texture, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna copy paste it here, here, and yeah, pretty much here and here. And then what I did is this texture has all the color data baked in. I pretty much just loaded it up in GIMP and then grayscaled it, and now I have 2 instances of that texture, one with the color, one grayscale. I think I could probably get rid of the colored one and just use the grayscale one and use like the modulate color system to kind of do whatever. But I don't know. I think for the time being, it's not a super necessary change. These are really tiny textures. They're 64 by 64 at the maximum, and the average is 32 by 32. So I'm not going to get hung up on I'm not going to get overly hung up on redundant stuff. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much all I did today. Hope that was interesting. I'll see you next time. Bye.